This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Virginia McConnell.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live. Are you in need of a roofing company? One might be closer than you think. Today I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Kelly Shepard with All Weather Tite Roofing. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Virginia?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. We're excited to learn about you and your business. Can you tell us more?
Absolutely. I'm a third generation roofer. 3 generations of my family, so I don't think I was going anywhere else. I've been roofing for 40 plus years. I've roofed everything from shingle roofs to metal roofs, tile, flats, commercial buildings, and a long line of, been in business for 26 years, 8 years here in Florida. And we just like to put out professional roofing services to our Sarasota and Bradenton clients.
Awesome. And how did you get into that?
Well, I get into roofing. In my household, when you were a teenager after school, you went to a job site. I was born and raised in Massachusetts. My father was born and raised in Pennsylvania. They did roofing all day long, 9 children. So as I said, I was groomed into it from a young age.
Gotcha. All right. It's in your blood.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. And so what are some of the myths or misconceptions in your industry?
Well, there's a couple different kinds of roofing companies out there in my eyes. You have an average roofing company that, someone in the business, they get in the business because it's a profitable business. And then you have a professional roofing company that worries more about the project you're working on. What we do here at All Weather Tite Roofing, we meet with our clients. We go over what they want. We may give them some suggestions of what they can have, and really try and set up the best roof system for that individual client.
Okay, perfect. And we know that marketing is the heart of every business. Who are your target customers and how do you attract them?
My target customers on a residential end would be anybody with a home. We all know the insurance here in Florida with roofing and trying to get a new insurance policy on a home. So our sweet spot is that homeowner that doesn't have to be a $1 million house. It doesn't matter cost to us. What we're looking for is the homeowner that really wants the best roof system for their home and they want it done correctly. With my company, you're dealing with the owner, not salesmen, not anybody else. I'm in and out of jobs all day long, and the customers have a direct line right to me.
That's nice because not a lot of companies offer that. So having, a direct plug to the owner is amazing.
Well, we're not looking to grow to a giant company. We're looking to grow steadily to who we can handle and service correctly. We're very high on customer service.
Yeah, doing it right. Okay, so earlier you before we got on, you were talking about you had a podcast before. Can you tell me more about the podcast you had?
I worked with a company, probably put out 10 or 15 episodes. It wasn't so much my podcast. I had hired a company that did it I believe it was every week. That was several years ago. But now we're looking to get more into that. A lot of people out there don't know much about roofing. And when I talk to customers that are calling in for an estimate, a lot of them don't even know whether they have a shingle, a tile, what kind of roof system is on their house. So we try and get a little more information to the public about roofing out there.
Yeah, I think education is, absolutely necessary in every industry, but yeah, roofing, not a lot of education is out there. So
No.
that's a cool idea.
No, and that's what we do. We go through and we evaluate the ventilation system. We get into the attic. If the complete roof system isn't functioning properly, you don't get longevity out of it. You don't get a good strong roof. If a shingle roof isn't ventilated adequately, especially here in Florida, they dry out so quickly because there's just pressure from both sides, from the sun and from the humid pressure in the attic. So, that's what we really concentrate on is doing a complete roof system.
All right. And so outside of work, what do you do for fun?
On the side, I actually breed Maine Coon cats. So we sell Maine Coon, purebred Maine Coon kittens. We just had a litter this week. A lot of family time, some fishing, just out trying to get that release.
Yeah, awesome. I actually grew up in Maine, so those cats are huge. They're so cool.
Oh yes, they are.
All right, Kelly, can you please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about All Weather Tite roofing?
When it's got to be done right, call All Weather Tite.
All right.
Then you're talking with the owner, with my experience. You had asked me earlier about what is the difference and what kind of roofing companies are out there. My roofing company, I love my dad, worked with him for many, many years, but back in those days, it was more of a pull shingles off, put shingles on a roof. In the past 30 years, roofing has come so far. With us, that's what you're getting is the full roof system. You're getting that customer service, and it's going to be the right system for your home that works correctly. Down here, if you don't have a good ventilation system, your shingle roof is going to dry out within 10 years. When that dries out, your seals let go. That's when a hurricane comes through and starts ripping those shingles off.
Ooh, that's a bad situation.
It is. I agree.
So how can our listeners learn more about All Weather Tite roofing?
Call me. I am happy to, if you're interested in a roof estimate, I am happy to go over, before we even come out there, answer a lot of your questions. It's good for me because at least I know when I get out there what your expectations are, so I can build off of that for your system.
Perfect. All right. Well, Kelly, I really appreciate you being on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time, Virginia.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsarasota.com. That's gnpsarasota.com or call 941-949-1865.